This is a special dedication to my beautiful Providence. Yeah, 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 yeah. I love my Providence. 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 I love my Providence.
Welcome to another program of My Providence. Remember that this space is created by Providence people and for Providence people with the support of the National Commission of TV. So thank you for inviting us into your home and stay with us because together we will explore the beautiful Bailey.
Hold them dancing, hold them shaking with the music, with the music. This is just the beginning of a beautiful day in beautiful Providence. Hear this? Yeah! I love my Providence. I love my Providence.
Today we are in the section of Bailey, exactly in a place where they call Dispute under a nice fig tree with Miss Ophelina Harkins Livingston. She's a lady from this section and she's going to tell us a little about Bailey. Miss Ophelina, welcome to My Providence.
At least in this section we have several different nicknames for it. They call it Under Goat Hill, they call it Bailey, and they call it Dispute Gully. And also a old man was living here nearby us and his name was Bucky Robinson. And afterward they give this place name Bucky Gully also.
All right, Miss Ophelina, tell we now where Bailey start, where it end, and what is the name of the different places them in this section?
Bailey start from right just a 2 foot from here going north, and it end right in at the entrance of the airfield by Maestra Josefina Taylor home.
All right, Miss Ophelina, long hair name Dispute. Tell me why they call long hair Dispute.
Well, long hair them call it Dispute because it is the old arrivals them that used to live here first. They used to argue a lot and fight for the places them, the pieces of land them and so that is why they call long hair Bucky Gully or Dispute.
Miss Ophelina, tell us what you remember about Bailey when you was a little girl. Which family them we had in this section?
Well, what I remember right now, the old people them that gone already. I had my grandmother that live right behind we here, her husband, which was the name of Cornelio Archibald. So that was the Archibald family. We had the Robinson family that did live right down there. Continue on, we have the New Love family. We have the Britton on the top side. We have the Ward, the New Ball them on top and bottom of the road. Going north, we have the High family. You know, a lady was long there by the name of Miss Piccola. She belongs to the High family. In that area there, that whole area surround there, the High family live there continue. Because she died, but the daughter and granddaughter them live there same way, so they carry the same High family living there. Then we had the Harkins family was in front of the Catholic Church. On the bottom side of the road, they had the Hooker family, which was Mr. Cardinal Hooker and his family, along with the Fernandez them. Going further north, we had the Rankin, and on the bottom side we had the Brett and New Ball also. Going further north we had Miss Philomena Tyler and family there, Mr. Millard. All those people went on before the Lord already, so they just, who live there is just arrivals from the descendants of their people. Continue on, you have Miss Lorena home. There it is, the house is there yet in remembrance of her. She was a woman of culture. She used to organize all kind of cultural things, matrimony, and all kind of, she used to put out fair table. She used to have fair and dance. And one of the things that I admire still of her, even when she's dead and gone, that when she had her fair and dance, and you go there to our table, and the musician them start to play the music, and you feel to dance, you go on the floor and start dancing. But if you was got to the close to the partner, she would come and just take her hand and separate it and says she wants no scrubbing there. So we still have her in remembrance yet.
All right, Mr. Felina, make we talk a little bit now about the business them who had shop and so in the area.
Right now, what I remember, right here in Bailey, we had our shop here. That was my father's home. It's my father's shop, and well, we used to administrate it along with my mother. Going a little further from here, we had Mr. Alston Newball that he used to operate his own shop service. And then further along, after you pass the Catholic Church going north, we had Maxwell Newball. He had a big building there and he has his shop there, and his sister used to work in it by the name of Ora Newball.
One of the important icons of this section is the airport. Mr. Felina, tell us what you remember about when they was building the airport.
Directly this morning, we are in the section of Bailey. I investigate and say, well, I wanted us to know why they call around here Bailey. And the answer that I get them says them call it Bailey or name it Bailey because it is surrounded by a lot of hills. So down there in the bottom part of this Bailey section, we have the airport. Naturally, when they talk about building, opening an airfield Providence or an airport Providence, then let the people them know that they had was to dispose of the land. The government was going to buy their land because they need it to build the airport, construct the airport, and a lot of people get off their land. Even when the government paid them, but they didn't get off freely or with a good mind because, well, everybody was vexed because they didn't want to come off their land. Because right down here in the bottom part was where the Archibald family was vinculated, and they were affected a lot because they had was to come off the land and gone somewhere else where they didn't want to go and buy land back and build their homes again.
Under the shelter of this nice and beautiful fig tree, we thank Mr. Felina for being here in my Providence. Thank you very much, Mr. Felina.
You all are welcome and at my disposition at any time.
And you TV viewer, don't move because we soon come back.
This is a special dedication to my beautiful Providence.
In my Providence, we are still experiencing Bailey. Now with Miss Melinda, Brian Archibald, a lady from this section, we want to tell us plenty about how Bailey used to be first time. Miss Melinda, welcome to my Providence.
Thank you. Well, I was born here in this section, what you call Bailey, from what we call here this a little gully behind here that we always call Bucky Gully. So from there going back to long by the New Ball, that was what we call Bailey. In this section you had the two family that was dominating this section was the Archibald, the High and the New Ball. You had Miss Nancy Newball, then you had Maxwell Newball, and you had Galbert Newball, those were the Newball, and then you had the famous old man, Mr. Uncle Bug. He was my great-grandfather.
Miss Melinda, this now you mentioned Uncle Bug. That is the same one from the traditional song we say Uncle Buggy?
Yes, he was my great-grandfather. He died at the age of 97 years. And when they composed that song, they composed it on a Friday evening. And I was a little girl and I sit by the door listening to them composing that song. And when I went to school Monday morning, I start singing it for the children them. And they wanted to know how it goes. So I tell them, well, it start, Uncle Bug was under the reef when he heard the rooster crow. He said, Lucinda, the rooster crow. But Wallace said to them, which was in grandson, he said, no, it's not the rooster, it's not the Gloria Blow, it's the rooster crow. And then they used to sing that song, though. Uncle Bob was under the reef when he heard the rooster crow. And he said, the Gloria Blow, Uncle Buggy, Uncle Buggy. But they say, it have a lot of different things because my uncle said, they say he was the magic man. And he said, no, it's not the Gloria Blow, it's the rooster crow. But that is a very long, long story. And I tell you, I get a long, long whipping that Monday morning was to sing that song. Well, the Uncle Bug, which was my grandfather, his name was Abraham Harkin, Mr. Lario, and a few of them man from Batam House, I don't really remember. I remember Mr. Lario, yes. And I know when my grandfather was about 4 of them was there sitting down picking a guitar when they was composing that song. But the song is very long and I remember everybody name that they had in it. I remember up to now because I was big enough to understand.
Miss Melinda, tell us a little bit more about the man that inspired this beautiful song, Uncle Bug.
Well, his right name was Abraham Harkin Hooker. But from my coming up, I hear them call him Uncle Bug. Well, really, I didn't ask him one day, well, grandfather, why they call you so? Well, everybody say Uncle Bug, and Auntie Cinda, Lucinda High was his wife. But he was a very jokey man. He used to give a lot of rhyme and stories. So afterward, they used to call him Liard Bug. From Uncle Bug, they used to call him Liard Bug. But then he used to give a lot of joke, and the young boy then used to go there and sit down and listen to him, and I like that, you know. They didn't have nowhere to go, so they go there and they make them joke, and he had a lie to tell right around the clock. Anything he could find of the voice. One time he said that he had a short pig, and he lasted for 7 months. He couldn't find the pig, and when he did find the pig, he found it in a pumpkin. He had a pumpkin on the vine, and when he gone, he see a hole, and when he gone, the sow was in there with 7 pigs. And each one of the pig them was weighed 150 pounds. The 7 pig, you know. So they call him like